In the dance of relationships, there are certain silent behaviors that speak louder than words. These behaviors possess a quiet strength, a magnetic power that draws people in without them even realizing it. When a woman masters these subtle, often unnoticed traits, she creates a presence so compelling that it's impossible to ignore. It's not about being loud or forceful, it's about being grounded in who she is, understanding her worth, and carrying herself with an effortless confidence that commands respect. The first of these silent behaviors is emotional intelligence. A woman who can read the room, who knows how to navigate complex feelings and respond with grace, has an extraordinary influence. It's not just about reacting to what is said, but understanding the unsaid. This ability to connect on a deeper, more intuitive level is magnetic. It makes people, especially men, feel seen and understood, a quality that makes them stop and take notice. Next, there's the power of presence. A woman who enters a space and holds it without saying a word has an undeniable impact. It's not about trying to stand out. It's about being so comfortable in her own skin that she doesn't need validation from anyone. This kind of presence radiates confidence and calm, drawing others in. It's a silent assertion of self-worth that can't be ignored. Then comes the art of listening. When a woman listens, truly listens, she offers more than just a response. She offers understanding. She creates an environment where men feel valued not for what they say, but for who they are. This active listening, which is not about waiting to speak, but truly absorbing and empathizing with what the other person is expressing, creates trust and emotional connection. It's a subtle behavior, but one that leaves a lasting impression. Another silent behavior that captures attention is patience. Patience is a quiet strength that communicates resilience and emotional maturity. When a woman can remain calm and composed in the face of challenges, when she chooses her responses thoughtfully and is not rushed by emotion or circumstance, she exudes a type of power that is impossible to ignore. Men are drawn to this because it reflects inner strength and a level of emotional stability that is rare. Lastly, there's the behavior of self-respect. A woman who values herself doesn't seek validation from the outside world. She stands firm in her worth, making decisions based on her values, not the opinions of others. This silent behavior creates boundaries that are both healthy and magnetic. When men see a woman who knows her worth and holds firm to her values, they are drawn not just to her, but to the strength she embodies. These silent behaviors create an energy that is far more powerful than words. They form an invisible force that pulls others in, including men, in ways they cannot explain. They don't need to shout or demand attention because their presence speaks volumes. And when a woman masters these quiet yet profound behaviors, she becomes a force that cannot be ignored, not because of what she says, but because of who she is. Presence has an undeniable power that transcends words. When someone walks into a room and commands attention without uttering a sound, it's because they carry an energy that others feel. This energy, rooted in self-assurance and quiet confidence, holds sway over everyone around them. It's not about being the loudest voice, but about being the one whose presence alone shifts the atmosphere. In this way, true influence is born not from words, but from the force of a silent, powerful presence. Emotional intelligence is a bridge that connects people on a deeper level. It allows for understanding, empathy, and compassion without the need for elaborate explanations. This ability to read emotions, both expressed and unspoken, fosters a connection that words alone can't replicate. It creates a safe space for others to be themselves, making interactions feel authentic and meaningful. Through this, relationships deepen and grow naturally without force or pretense. Confidence doesn't need to shout, it simply exists in the way you carry yourself. A woman who is confident doesn't need constant validation from the outside world because her inner assurance speaks volumes. Her actions, her posture, and her choices reflect a deep-seated belief in herself. This silent confidence exudes strength and draws respect, even from those who may not know her intimately. True confidence is quiet but powerful, never requiring approval from others to thrive. Listening is one of the most powerful tools in any relationship. It's not about waiting for your turn to speak, but truly engaging with what the other person is saying. When a woman listens intently, it shows respect and consideration for the other person's feelings and perspective. This creates a space where trust can flourish, making the other person feel heard and valued. This small, yet profound act leaves a lasting impact far beyond mere conversation. Patience is a form of silent strength. It is the ability to remain calm and composed, even when circumstances seem chaotic or uncertain. In a world where instant gratification is often sought, a woman who practices patience is a rare and respected figure. Her calm demeanor and measured response to challenges make her an anchor in turbulent times. It's this quiet ability to wait and allow things to unfold that draws admiration and trust. Boundaries are the silent markers that define how we expect to be treated. A woman who understands and enforces her own boundaries communicates her self-respect without saying a word. Others instinctively recognize these boundaries and learn to respect them. It's not about being rigid or unapproachable. It's about knowing your value and ensuring others do too. This subtle strength fosters respect, and those who encounter it understand its importance. Self-assurance isn't something that needs to be projected loudly. It can be felt in the quiet assurance of a person who knows who they are. A woman who is self-assured radiates a calm confidence that attracts others naturally. She does not seek to prove herself, for her presence alone speaks to her strength. This inner certainty makes her magnetic, drawing people who respect and admire her authenticity. The power of silence is often underestimated. In moments of silence, a woman can communicate more than words ever could. Whether it's holding space for someone, allowing them to express themselves, or simply being present, silence carries a profound weight. It's through this silent communication that deeper connections are made, because it's in the stillness that people truly listen. Silence doesn't just fill space, it creates meaningful moments. True strength is often demonstrated in the quietest of moments. When life presents challenges, the way a woman responds in the face of adversity often says more than any words could. Her ability to remain composed, to navigate hardships with grace, reflects a depth of inner strength. This quiet resilience draws admiration from others, who recognize her strength even in the absence of overt displays. True strength is not loud, it's steady and unwavering. Emotional maturity isn't something that is flaunted, it's shown in the ability to manage one's emotions with grace. A woman who is emotionally mature understands the importance of balancing her feelings and reactions. She doesn't let her emotions dictate her actions. Instead, she responds thoughtfully and intentionally. This kind of maturity creates stability and fosters respect, as people are drawn to her steady presence in times of uncertainty. A woman who values herself doesn't need to seek validation from others. She knows her worth and doesn't rely on external opinions to define her. This inner knowing gives her a grounded sense of purpose and peace. When she walks through the world with this self-assurance, others are drawn to her strength and confidence. It's not arrogance, but an unshakable belief in her value. Calmness in the midst of chaos is a powerful, silent behavior. When the world around her is frantic, a woman who maintains her composure becomes a beacon of stability. Her calm energy acts as a counterbalance to the turmoil, offering those around her a sense of peace. This quiet power is magnetic because people are naturally drawn to the steadiness she offers. It's in these moments that her influence is most potent. Subtlety is often the most effective form of influence. A woman who speaks less but says more creates an aura of mystery and power. She understands the value of not over-explaining herself, allowing her actions and presence to speak for her. This understated approach commands respect and invites others to engage with her on a deeper level. Subtlety isn't about being passive, it's about being deliberate in your actions and words. A woman who is vulnerable without fear of judgment creates deeper connections. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but when expressed with authenticity, it becomes a powerful way to bond with others. This silent strength allows her to connect on a profound emotional level, fostering trust and intimacy. By embracing her vulnerability, she becomes a safe space for others to do the same. The way a woman speaks with intention makes a lasting impact. When she chooses her words carefully, she not only communicates more effectively, but also leaves an impression of thoughtfulness and wisdom. Her speech carries weight because it is deliberate and meaningful. People are drawn to her because they know her words are backed by depth and sincerity. Emotional composure in challenging situations reflects a level of maturity that is deeply attractive. A woman who remains calm and composed, even when confronted with difficulty, demonstrates the power of emotional control. Her actions in these moments speak louder than any words could. This quiet strength inspires confidence in others, as they know she can be relied upon during times of crisis. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of authenticity. A woman who is in tune with her emotions, thoughts, and actions can navigate the world with clarity and intention. This self-awareness makes her incredibly grounded, as she knows exactly where she stands and what she wants. Others are drawn to this authenticity because it radiates a rare and compelling confidence. Listening attentively is one of the most powerful ways to connect with others. It's a silent behavior that shows deep respect for the other person's thoughts and feelings. By giving someone your full attention, you create a space for them to feel valued and heard. This simple act fosters trust and strengthens relationships, making people feel understood in a way that words alone cannot achieve. Self-respect is the foundation of every healthy relationship. A woman who respects herself doesn't tolerate anything less than what she deserves. Her actions reflect this respect, setting clear boundaries and expectations for others. This silent behavior communicates strength and integrity, and others naturally rise to meet her standards. Self-respect isn't something that's demanded, it's simply embodied. Consistency in behavior builds trust over time. A woman who shows up the same way each day, regardless of external circumstances, creates a sense of reliability that others can count on. This consistency is a silent but powerful form of influence, as it provides a solid foundation for relationships. Trust is built through repeated actions, not grand gestures. Quiet leadership is often the most effective. A woman who leads by example, rather than by force or command, creates an environment where others are inspired to follow. Her actions reflect her values, and those around her are drawn to her because of her integrity and authenticity. This form of leadership doesn't require loud declarations. It thrives in the subtle, everyday choices that others can see and admire. Respect for one's own time is a powerful and often silent form of self-care. A woman who values her time communicates to others that her time is precious, and she expects it to be respected. She doesn't allow others to waste her time with distractions or disrespect, and this sets a standard for the relationships she maintains. People are drawn to her because they know her time is valuable. A woman who doesn't chase after attention becomes magnetic in her own right. She doesn't need to seek approval or validation. She simply exists with a quiet confidence that draws others toward her. This self-sufficiency makes her even more appealing because she is not dependent on anyone else for her worth. Her magnetism is in her independence and self-assurance. The ability to let go of control reflects deep trust in the process. A woman who can release the need to control every outcome allows things to unfold as they are meant to. This silent behavior is incredibly powerful, as it demonstrates her faith in the natural course of life. People are drawn to her because they see her trust in the journey, and this gives them permission to do the same. Remaining grounded in the face of uncertainty is a behavior that signals strength and wisdom. A woman who stays calm, no matter how turbulent the situation, becomes a pillar of support for those around her. Her steady presence in chaotic times inspires trust and loyalty. This ability to remain grounded is a silent form of leadership that commands respect. Subtle charm is one of the most enduring qualities. It isn't about grand gestures or exaggerated flirtation. It's in the small, thoughtful actions that show genuine care. A woman who possesses subtle charm leaves a lasting impression without ever trying too hard. People are drawn to her because of her authenticity and the ease with which she interacts. Being fully present in any moment is one of the most powerful behaviors. A woman who gives her full attention to someone makes them feel truly seen and valued. This act of presence strengthens relationships and fosters deeper connections. People are naturally drawn to her because they feel acknowledged and understood in a way that is rare in today's distracted world. A woman's body language speaks volumes about how she sees herself. The way she holds herself, the way she moves through the world, communicates self-esteem and confidence. This silent language often conveys more than words can, revealing her inner strength and belief in her own worth. People subconsciously pick up on these signals, which is why self-assured women are so magnetic. Authenticity is a quiet power that stands strong in the face of pressure. When a woman is true to herself, her actions align with her inner values, regardless of external expectations. This integrity creates a deep connection with others as they recognize and appreciate her realness. She doesn't bend or twist to fit into societal molds, and that raw honesty becomes magnetic. In a world where so many wear masks, her authenticity shines as a beacon of trustworthiness. When a woman maintains emotional composure in the face of conflict, she radiates quiet strength. Her ability to stay calm and measured, even in emotionally charged situations, is a reflection of inner resilience. It isn't about suppressing emotions, but rather about managing them with grace and understanding. People are naturally drawn to her because they feel safe and secure in her presence. In moments of crisis, she becomes the pillar others lean on. Patience is a powerful trait that often goes unnoticed but leaves a profound impact. A woman who practices patience is not rushed by the demands of the world. She knows that things unfold in their own time. This steady, composed approach allows her to make thoughtful decisions without the impulse of haste. It creates an aura of confidence as people respect her ability to wait for the right moment. Her quiet patience is a mark of wisdom and discernment. A woman who communicates with clarity and intention is always heard. Her words carry weight because they are chosen thoughtfully and purposefully. She doesn't waste time on unnecessary chatter, but speaks only when she has something meaningful to say. This deliberate approach ensures that when she speaks, people listen. It is the power of thoughtful silence, followed by insightful words, that creates lasting impact. A woman who remains resilient in adversity is an inspiration to those around her. She doesn't shy away from difficulty. Instead, she faces it with determination and grace. Her ability to rise above challenges shows others that strength isn't always loud, it can be calm and unyielding. People are naturally drawn to her because they sense her quiet fortitude and trust that she can weather any storm. Self-care is a silent declaration of self-worth. A woman who prioritizes her well-being sends a clear message that she values herself and her needs. It isn't always about grand gestures, but the simple, everyday acts of nurturing herself that matter. Whether it's taking time for rest, enjoying a hobby, or simply practicing mindfulness, these small actions demonstrate a commitment to personal health. It's a silent strength that others can't help but respect. The ability to forgive both others and herself is a powerful silent trait. A woman who is quick to release grudges shows emotional maturity and an understanding of the importance of letting go. She doesn't hold on to past hurts, but chooses to move forward with a sense of peace. This silent forgiveness makes her a safe and reliable presence in the lives of those around her. People are drawn to her because they see her as someone who understands the healing power of compassion. A woman who embodies consistency is one who earns the trust and respect of others over time. She shows up day in and day out with the same values, actions, and attitude. This reliability builds a foundation of trust that others can depend on. She doesn't fluctuate based on external circumstances. Instead, her consistency becomes her signature. Over time, this silent assurance creates a bond that is unbreakable. Humility is often the quietest form of strength. A woman who carries herself with humility doesn't need to boast or seek attention. Her value is reflected in her actions. She lets her work, her kindness, and her character speak for themselves. People are drawn to her because of her grace and modesty, which make her approachable and grounded. Humility doesn't diminish her power, it enhances it by making her more relatable and respected. A woman who understands the power of stillness has an ability to influence without effort. She doesn't rush through life but moves with intention, taking time to reflect and absorb the world around her. In these moments of stillness, she taps into a deeper well of insight and strength. People are often mesmerized by her calm, as it offers them a rare space of tranquility in an otherwise chaotic world. It's a silent, magnetic force that people gravitate toward. The ability to let go of the need for control is a silent display of trust. A woman who relinquishes control over situations shows a deep understanding that life unfolds in its own time. She doesn't force things or micromanage. Instead, she trusts in the process and in herself. This ability to surrender control creates a sense of peace and freedom, both for herself and for those around her. Her ease in letting go draws others to her, as they too are inspired to trust the flow of life. A woman who practices gratitude creates an energy that is impossible to ignore. Her gratitude isn't just expressed in words, but in the way she carries herself and interacts with others. She appreciates the small things, which creates an atmosphere of positivity and abundance. This silent thankfulness is contagious and encourages those around her to see the world through a more appreciative lens. People are drawn to her because of the warmth and light that gratitude brings. A woman who demonstrates empathy is one who creates connections on a soul-deep level. Her ability to understand and share in the feelings of others allows her to build bridges between people. She doesn't judge, she listens, validates, and offers support in a way that makes others feel truly seen. This silent gift of empathy fosters deep trust and emotional intimacy, which others cherish and seek in their relationships. A woman who values her independence is often one who attracts the most respect. She doesn't rely on others for her sense of worth or fulfillment. Instead, she builds a life that is rich with purpose and self-sufficiency. This independence shows others that she doesn't need anyone to complete her, but welcomes them into her world. Her strength lies not in isolation, but in the freedom she's found within herself. A woman who expresses vulnerability with authenticity creates a powerful emotional bond. When she opens up about her struggles and fears, she invites others to do the same. This vulnerability isn't a weakness, it's a courageous display of self-truth. People are drawn to her because they feel comfortable in her presence, knowing that they too can be open and authentic. This quiet emotional honesty fosters connections that go beyond the surface. A woman who remains open to growth and learning is a woman of quiet strength. She doesn't claim to know everything. Instead, she embraces the process of self-improvement and discovery. This openness makes her adaptable and wise as she continuously seeks to evolve. People are inspired by her willingness to learn and change, as it shows them that growth is a lifelong journey. This silent openness makes her both approachable and admired. A woman who can embrace change with grace shows a level of emotional maturity that is rare. She doesn't resist the ebb and flow of life, but welcomes new experiences with an open heart. Her adaptability in the face of change allows her to thrive, no matter the circumstances. This silent resilience attracts others who are looking for someone who can offer stability and grace during turbulent times. A woman who has mastered the art of saying no shows a deep respect for her own time and energy. She doesn't overcommit herself or allow others to drain her resources. By saying no when needed, she sets clear boundaries and communicates her needs with confidence. This silent act of self-respect empowers her to live on her own terms. People respect her for her ability to prioritize herself without guilt. A woman who practices mindfulness creates a presence that others can't help but be drawn to. She is fully present in every moment, attentive to the details of life around her. This awareness gives her a sense of peace and clarity that others admire. Her mindfulness helps her make decisions with purpose and intention, and people are inspired by her ability to stay grounded and centered in the present moment. A woman who practices forgiveness without holding grudges carries a silent strength that others deeply respect. She lets go of resentment and moves forward with an open heart, choosing peace over pain. This ability to forgive is not about excusing others' actions, but about releasing the emotional burden for her own well-being. It's a quiet power that brings healing not only to herself, but to everyone around her. People are drawn to her peace and grace.